everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1989 movie, The Return of Swamp Thing. So in this movie, the Swamp Thing returns to battle the evil Dr. Arcane, who has a new science lab full of creatures transformed into genetic mutations, and chooses Abby Arcane as his new love interest. This movie is pretty fun. It's not a super great movie or anything, but I have a lot of fun with it. It's really campy and cheesy, and I think they knew what they were going for with this movie and everything, and it turned out pretty fun. Dick Durock, his Swamp Thing, is really good. He did a great job in the first movie, and he does a great job here. Once again, as Swamp Thing. And Louis Jordan as Dr. Arcane is pretty good too, and Abby Arcane, played by Heather Locklear, is pretty good. She's kind of a highlight of the movie. And then you got Sarah Douglas as Dr. Zarel, and she's pretty good. So it has a pretty good cast. Everybody does good in their roles. The visual effects in here are kind of hit and miss. There's some that are really good, and there's some that are really bad, and everything, but it's kind of hit and miss as far as the practical effects go. Most of it looks pretty decent, though. And this is just a lot more fun than the first movie. It has a much more lighter tone and everything compared to the first one. It's more comedic and silly and everything. The first one was going more for a horror vibe and everything, but I think what they did with this one, it worked really well, and it was a much better movie than the first one and everything. Swamp Thing was a pretty good one, but Return of Swamp Thing was even better. That being said, I still want to say this is one of the best DC movies for sure. It's an hour and 24 minutes, and it does kind of have some pacing issues in the middle. It kind of feels a little bit longer than it is and everything, but it's not real bad. I think the pacing in the first one was a little bit worse, so this one has more of a fun pace due to the lighter tone and everything. And there's some really fun moments in there. There's these kids in here that are kind of annoying. I can't remember what their names are. They kind of get on my nerves. There's this little heavyset white kid and a little black kid, and they're both okay characters, but the little white boy kind of gets on my nerves. He's always wanting to eat, and you're a stereotypical fat kid and everything. He just isn't as likable as the other kid, but he's okay. And like I said, the story is decent. It's just not like one of my favorite movies, but I will say that the mutated human animal creature things that they have in here are okay looking. There's one that's half human, half elephant that looks kind of cool, and there's a few other ones that look kind of cool, but they're just okay. But yeah, so I enjoyed Return of Swamp Thing, but I wouldn't say it's one of my most favorite movies ever or anything like that. It's not one that I'm gonna want to rush out and revisit. I'll probably only watch it if I'm watching DC stuff and everything, or maybe if I watch the first one, I might watch this one too and everything. I think this one is more entertaining than the first one, but the first one was a little bit better written as far as the story and stuff goes, but this one is just more entertaining, so naturally I like it a little bit more because I'm more entertained by it. So I'd say I'd give Swamp Thing a C. It's just not one of my most favorites, but it's okay and everything, so it's worth watching every once in a blue moon, but not really a great movie. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of The Return of Swamp Thing, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.